Hey everyone, this is a review of the Ryobi P194 9 amp hour battery. It works with their 18 volt ONE+ platform. Ryobi sent this over for me to review, so we're going to test it in a variety of brushed and brushless tools, including the 7¼ inch circular saw, the brushless hammer drill, the 3-gallon shop vac, and a brush reciprocating saw. And this battery is a HP battery from Ryobi, so it does have the extra set of contacts here to communicate with the brushless tools. So here's pretty much all the form factors that Ryobi makes with lithium-ion battery cells. And this is the P102, which is 1.3 amp hours. And just for size comparison, this has one set of cells in it. 4 amp hour has 2 sets of cells, as does the 6 amp hour. There's some extra heat sinking material in this. And then the 9 amp hour has 3 sets of cells in it, so for a total of 15 cells in this one. For most of this video, I'm going to compare the 6 amp hour and the 9 amp hour. I have previous videos comparing the 4 amp hour and the 6 amp hour, as well as the 3 amp hour. So we're going to look at these two mainly. For the 6 amp hour, I did not find any improvement to brushed tools. Only the brushless tools saw an improvement with this battery. So I'm going to check and see if this one, with the extra set of cells, can output more power to even brushed tools, and see if it can give the brushless tools a little bit of an extra kick as well. All right, just to compare the 4 amp hour form factor to the 9 amp hour, the 9 amp hour is an 1/8 of an inch wider than the 4 amp hour. It is the same length, and it is an inch taller than the 4 amp hour is. This one weighs in at 2 pounds 10 ounces, which is a pound heavier than this one that's like 1 pound 9½ ounces. So here's the 9 amp hour installed on the P517 brush reciprocating saw. I did a test with a 2x8 on this, ganged up, so it was two 2x8s. It was cutting through vertically with a wood blade, and I alternated between the 9 amp hour and the 6 amp hour, and I did see an improved performance with the 9 amp hour on this. It cut about 10% faster. My average rate for the 9 amp hour was down at 17 seconds to cut through both of those, and it was up around 18.6 seconds average to cut through it with the 6 amp hour. All right, and here's the brushless circular saw with the 9 amp hour installed. I did rip tests in 2x material with this, did 8-foot lengths, and ran it against the 6 amp hour in the saw as well. And there was actually quite a bit of a difference between them. I got an average of 15 seconds per rip with the 9 amp hour, and averaged 18 seconds per rip with the 6 amp hour. So I saw about a 10 to 15% increase in speed as well with this in the brushed tool or brushless tools as well. All right, the brushless hammer drill was really where I noticed a lot of difference in weight with this battery. It is quite a bit heavier. It's still pretty balanced around the handle. It's a little bit back heavy though, the drill, I couldn't really tell a performance difference with the 6 amp hour and the 9 amp hour. They're definitely both better than that 4 amp hour battery is. But I was running this with a 1 3/8 inch switchblade bit going through 2x material in high, and that's in second speed. So that's lower torque. And then this could actually still handle, with both of those batteries, it could handle a 2 9/16 inch switchblade bit in low speed going through 2x material. So I ran a static pressure test with each of these batteries. I have a setup here that sucks water out of a bucket, and I can measure how tall it gets. There are some losses since this nozzle here is duct taped up at the top, so it doesn't get the full water lift that we were seeing in the earlier videos I've done with this. But I was getting 36 inches of water lift for the 9 amp hour battery. And surprisingly, I got 34 for the 6 amp hour, which I was not expecting. I was expecting the same performance. So I popped a 4 amp hour in there to see, and the 4 amp hour actually got ½ an inch higher than this 9 amp hour. And I was really confused at first, and then I realized I've been using this 9 amp hour and 6 amp hour and had partially used them up. And so what the difference there was, why this performed better than the 6 amp hour, was the power curve drops off as you drain these batteries of the power they can supply. Now, it's not quite as severe as a NiCad battery, but it's still there. So what was happening is these had a reduced capacity because I've been using them in all these other tests and I hadn't recharged them yet. And you're seeing the reduced capacity of that 6 amp hour more than the 9 amp hour. So the 9 amp hour will give you more power longer, not just more work, but it'll give you more power longer than the 6 amp hour and smaller batteries. And sure enough, if you recharge these and put them back in, they all get that 36.5 inches of water lift that the 4 amp hour got. For all the testing I did, I tried to take as many variables out as I could when it comes to performance. I alternated cuts for the saws between the 6 and the 9 amp hour batteries. and holes for the drill to make sure that my bits and saw blades weren't getting dull on one of these and then affecting the performance of the next test of the other battery. So for the drill and the shop vac, I really didn't see any performance difference in the 9 amp hour and the 6 amp hour batteries when they were fully charged. For the shop vac, I saw a little bit of performance difference between the 9 and the 6 amp hour batteries when they'd done the same amount of work. The 9 amp hour was doing a little bit better just because its power curve hadn't gotten down as far as the 6 amp hour had. For the saws though, I saw between a 10 to 15% improvement in cutting speed for both saws. So it seems like some tools, this will actually offer a benefit to brushed and brushless tools. For others, it won't. So it's going to depend on the tool, is what the answer seems to be for my very unscientific testing. So I didn't use one specific tool for overall runtime. I just did all of these tests back to back using the same battery charge. So what I got out of that was 4 rips in 2x material, 8-foot length 2x material with the 7 1/4 inch circular saw. I got 4 cuts of doubled up 2x8s cut through with the reciprocating saw. 3 holes with the 2 9/16 inch bit through 2x material. Another 5 holes with the 1 3/8 inch bit through 2x material. And then on top of all that, I ran the shop vac for another 27 minutes cleaning up the mess I just made, and I finally ran out of batteries after that. That's a great amount of work, especially since this shop vac really eats up batteries fast. This offers you a ton of amount of power to get work done. Let's talk price point. This is $80 right now for one battery, which is a phenomenal deal. Most power tool manufacturers who have a 9 amp hour battery have those set at $150 and above. So this is coming at nearly half the price of other manufacturers. Charge time for this is going to be 3 hours from empty to full in the P117 green charger, which is their fast charger. I didn't time it in the P118 black charger, but the amount of time per amp hour is the same for the P117 on this as the other batteries I have. So projecting out, this will be 5 hours and 15 minutes in the P118 black charger. So if you don't have the green charger, you really want to upgrade to that before you get this battery. And I really hope Ryobi comes out with a significantly faster charger still in the future to cut down on charge times on this thing. So overall, I think this is a great battery. If you're putting it in a semi-stationary tool like a shop vac or a heavier tool like a circular saw, you're not really going to notice the extra weight and bulk. If you have it in a smaller tool like a drill or an impact driver, it might start to get to you and cut down on how long you can use a tool comfortably because it's quite a bit heavier. So hopefully this review was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments section below. And once again, don't forget to subscribe.